the one rule that can change your life. Marcus Aurelius. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. In just a few words, Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher-emperor, sums up an essential guide for living with integrity. It's a statement that cuts through the noise and forces us to examine our actions and words. But how often do we actually pause and apply this wisdom? How many times do we do things we know aren't right, or say things we know aren't true, just to get by? Let's break down the simplicity and power of Aurelius's advice and see how living by this rule can change our lives. Think of all the times we're faced with a choice, when the easy path goes against what we know is right. Whether it's at work, with friends, or even when no one is watching, we are constantly given opportunities to act with integrity or to take the convenient route. Marcus Aurelius is telling us, quite clearly, that if something doesn't feel right, if it violates our sense of ethics or morality, then it's better to avoid it altogether. It sounds simple, but how often do we rationalize our actions? We tell ourselves, it's not that big of a deal or no one will notice. But Aurelius asks us, what kind of person are we becoming when we make these compromises? Imagine a world where everyone chooses to do only what is right. How much conflict, dishonesty, and corruption could we eliminate just by following this principle? The ripple effects of personal integrity can shape families, communities, and even entire societies. Now let's turn to the second part of Aurelius's wisdom. If it is not true, do not say it. How much harm is done by words that are untrue, exaggerated, or meant to deceive? Words have the power to build or destroy, to create trust, or to erode it completely. Aurelius understood that truth is the foundation of meaningful human interaction. How many times do we say something to make ourselves look better, to avoid conflict, or to manipulate a situation? Lies, even small ones, pile up over time. They distort reality and make it harder for us to be trusted by others, and more importantly, to trust ourselves. What if we followed Aurelius's advice to only speak what is true? How would our relationships change? What kind of confidence could we develop in ourselves if we never had to worry about covering up a lie or navigating the consequences of dishonesty? Aurelius's message points to something deeper, a call to listen to our inner compass. We all have that gut feeling when something feels off, when an action or a statement conflicts with our core values. Too often we ignore it. We get caught up in external pressures, the expectations of others, or simply the allure of quick gains. But that internal voice, that quiet guide, is rarely wrong. By aligning our actions and words with what is right and true, we can live without the burden of self-doubt. We gain clarity. We don't have to second-guess our motives or wonder if we're living authentically. This is the freedom that comes from integrity. It's a life where we don't have to hide from our own conscience. Aurelius wasn't interested in moral philosophy just for the sake of sounding wise. He understood that living with integrity leads to self-respect, which in turn creates peace of mind. When we know that we are doing what is right and speaking only the truth, we can stand confidently in our decisions. We can move through the world with a sense of inner calm because we aren't betraying ourselves. Think about how much easier life becomes when you have nothing to hide, when your actions and words align with your values. The weight of guilt, shame, and dishonesty melts away. What's left is a clear path, a mind unburdened by conflict. Marcus Aurelius's words are simple, but they require daily commitment. Imagine what your life could be like if you made these words a part of every decision, every action, every conversation. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, let's take this Stoic wisdom to heart and live as if integrity is our greatest virtue.